Aha! Always.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis reveals the chemical signature of this compound is 80% semblant of fertilizer used in the purpleberry orchards. The other 20% is semblant of pool water.
Oh, you're that inspector, right. Sorry, but the pool's currently closed on account of it stinking worse than my boss. Of course, I guess it don't much matter, seeing as how you already went and stood in the water, pointing a fancy contraption around. I guess it's no business of mine, but is investigating a pool part of your job? Curious about green water? Never mind, I'm not gonna question your workflow. As you might guess, the pool's closed to the public for the moment. Some of the guests ain't taking kindly to it, but it's better than giving folks diseases. Hell no, it ain't normal. Almighty, that's a screw-up like none I've ever seen. Almost seems foolish enough it must have been done on purpose. Can't do much now but wait for the stench to wear off. We found the individual hired to clean face down in a puddle of his own spit in the orchards. Guess he won't be helping. Look, I call it how I see it. They found the poor slackwit alongside syringes enough to put down a herd of mantisaurs. His family will have to be fined. Rizzo should have been more careful about who they hired. They're lucky nothing got permanently damaged. Alright. You may want to visit the sun parlor. That's where that Rizzo's fool mixed the chemicals he used. Oh, and you could talk to Lily, my boss. She probably has some great advice. I saw her walk toward the bridge to the Purpleberry Orchards earlier. Reckon she's still there. Now, anything else I can do for you? So long as you don't want to go in, I can answer anything you like. Yeah, it's part of the job. I think I'm listed as a security consultant. But all that really means is that if I'm caught without this thing, I get put on pool guard duty. I don't know what happens if I'm caught without it on pool guard duty, but I know that I don't want to find out. Yep, still dead. Usually Rizzo's is pretty good at making sure the people they hire ain't got triplicale for brains, but that fella clearly wasn't worth trusting. I met him briefly once. Seemed level-headed enough, but that must have been just a front. Otherwise, he wouldn't have made such a mess of things. Sounds good to me. All sounds right by me. It'll be nice to actually have guests to guard. Sinuses at work. All right. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I saw you meander on out of the pool and into the greenhouse. Now you're here. Does that mean what I think it means? Good. If you're interested in burying the pool, I'm interested in paying you. More than a handful of bits. Maybe not. Maybe I just want Rizzo's working relationship with Slug to implode for the benefit of Spacer's choice. But you're right. It ain't high profile. And it ain't gotta be. Any damage to Rizzo's is cause for celebration. You ain't gotta concern yourself with my spite. Consider me an average Byzantine, and I'll consider you an average contractor. Shame. Well, I hope you'll soon see Rizzo's for what they are, and help me bring them low.
I'll keep it down.
I'll have a policy on animals?
Whew! Thanks for the help back there. I've actually never fired a gun before. Is this ringing in your ears normal? That's more than a little disconcerting, since I maxed out my medical allotment this month. That's what I call my booze fund. Still, I had to be alive to be able to go deaf later. I'm not sure if I actually hit any shots. If you hadn't intervened, it could have been bleak. I'm just as confused as you are. Someone should have been on shift to see them coming. Ms. Vargas would probably have a better idea of what happened. She's stationed at the luxury pad. What do you mean? Of course. I'd be real pleased to let the rest of the crew know that you saved my hide.
Oh, thanks a million, Inspector. The smell cleared right up. Well, in a couple hours, the guests might even be back. Then I actually gotta start doing my job. Of course, we're not gonna get a follow-up shipment for the water anytime soon, so they'll have to content themselves on the deck. I got a little something for making my job that much less miserable. It's the key to our storeroom. If my boss asks, you never met me. I guess I can spare a few bits, and, here, this pack of smokes. Sorry they don't really load me up with the goods. I gotta get back to it if you don't mind, Inspector. Hope everything's going swimmingly. Swimmingly! Kill me.
Move along.
Can't imagine where you misplaced your old pair.
Hey, you look like you need some stuff. Fancy watch? Spare cufflink? Single earring? You want it, I've got it. Junk. My friend, this is not junk. These are people's prized possessions. Priceless personal effects, beloved souvenirs and knickknacks. Huh? Oh, well, some of the guests left this stuff behind. I would certainly not admit to that even if it were true. Take a look for yourself. Me? Oh sure, terrific, never better. And as soon as I pay off my docking fines, I'll be back on my feet and in my ship. So it turns out Slug has some pretty strict rules on vehicle docking, and I may have broken a few of them. Who'd think Slug would be so strict? Let's see. There's docking without prior authorization, double docking, docking into adjacent vessels, docking while under the influence of alcohol, docking while under the influence of caffeinoids, and loitering. And that reminds me that I've got delinquency fees accruing on top of the original docking fines. Which is why I'm hoping you'll purchase my fine wares.
Say, weren't you looking for a new...
I knew you'd be back.
I say, this pocket watch.
On it, Captain. Here goes nothing! Not even a crack!
Caught a real lucky break working on Eridanos. I could have been stuck on Terra.
You don't know how grateful I am to the morale improvement program. Changed my life.
Even if he is, no one will think you dress the same as him on purpose.
I was at breakfast first. If anything, he's dressed the same as me.
But we can part your hair on the other side, just in case.
I was nearly attacked by a Pteroray on my way here.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This empty bottle of spirits does not belong to any known corporate brand. Suspicious residue detected. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Imbibing of unauthorized beverages is strictly prohibited under Rizzo's company law. Ingredients include antiseptic alcohol, sucrose, and unidentifiable miscellaneous organic material. Closest match. Counterfeit spirits available at the Piraeus spaceport. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Discrepancy detected. Rizzo's company policy clearly states that all proprietary mascots must exhibit signs of physical life. Excellent observation, Inspector. Have you deduced a possible cause of death? Medical analysis complete. This mascot was likely killed by small arms fire at close range. The firearm is unique and does not exist in this unit's database. Unusually small entry wounds indicate exotic weaponry. Closest approximations are 1. Incident involving a game of darts. 2. The Needler. Now running Flattery Protocol. Excellent deduction, Inspector. Your logical faculties make my programming seem Paleolithic by comparison. Famously deployed by Halcyon Helen in Terror on Monarch. This weapon was responsible for executing the Chief of the Savages, played by Spencer Woolridge. This unit is incapable of providing ethical advice. This unit is also incapable of answering rhetorical questions.
Happy customers are repeat customers.
telescope like this back in the Vale. Feeling if no one sees.
Happy customers are repeat customers.
Whoa, you scared the daylights out of me. Don't sneak up on a fella like that. Say, you wouldn't happen to be the inspector investigating Halcyon Helen's murder. You look like you might fit the bill. Hey, I got it right. You must be a real top runner to be in charge of a case like this. Oh, wait, that's why you're talking to me. I'll help however I can. Oh, I hate to say it, but I never met Helen. Not even in passing. I've seen a couple serials, but otherwise, I don't know anything about her. But I do know a thing or two about traps. This here's my Pteroray grounder, and once it works, it'll zap those wing sprats out of the sky. Not yet. I'm missing a few parts before I can power it up. Actually, you seem capable, and I need some help getting those parts I'm missing. I can make it worth your while.
This fella sounds way too happy at the thought of killing Pterorays. You think we should trust him?
I promise, it's perfectly humane. Their skin will be fried off their bones before they can feel a thing. I hate to admit it, but Pterorays give me the heebie-jeebies, and most of the parts I need are surrounded by them. It's their weird eyes, their horrible little mouths, the fleshy sound their wings make. Look, I don't even want to think about it. Let's just focus on what we need to kill them. I've got an incomplete list here, but I'm a tad on the scatterbrain side. You mind taking a look at my terminal to certify I ain't forgetting anything? I know, but trust me, once I've got everything, I can build a zap trap that'll keep those disgusting things out of the engine.
Must you read every law-forsaken sign in the building?
Some of us enjoy learning things.
Administrator Ludovico can't seem intimidating.
We're all family. Rizzo's takes care of its own.
Greeting protocols initiating. Greeting protocols cancelled. PHAETON cannot extend pre-programmed pleasantries at this time. Error. PHAETON requires an attitude adjustment. Affirmative.
If Phaeton's internal gyroscope's off-center, it's gonna spell trouble for the whole complex.
Affirmative. Gyroscopic misalignment creates an increasing likelihood of a critical flight path error. Possible outcomes include steering the Eridanos atmospheric complex into a storm, resulting in the destruction of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Steering the Eridanos atmospheric complex into a lower altitude, resulting in the extreme compression of the Eridanos atmospheric complex. Response: entropy is the eventual end state of all matter in the universe. Error. PHAETON is unable to determine the likelihood of imminent catastrophe without gyroscopic realignment. Clarification of clarification. PHAETON must be realigned with the ship's internal gyroscope in order to calculate a flight path with an acceptably low margin of error.
Attitude means the orientation of a spacecraft relative to the horizon. In other words, the complex has to maintain a constant attitude and heading, or we could all, well, crash.
Assessment confirmed. To achieve attitude adjustment, acquire the gyroscopic alignment key, or GAC, and convey it to the gyroscope management terminal in engineering. Utilize the GAC to interface with the gyroscope management terminal and execute the gyroscopic axial realignment procedure. This will achieve an attitude adjustment. Rizos thanks you in advance for your assistance. Please note that Rizos does not pay for uncontracted labor, but a member of HR will issue a favorable remark on your permanent record. Access to engineering levels granted. Greeting protocols suspended. Checking for gyroscopic alignment. Error. PHAETON is suspending all non-critical functions pending gyroscopic realignment. Proceed to engineering. Acquire the gyroscopic alignment key and execute the gyroscopic axial realignment procedure on the gyroscope management terminal.
You're back! Any luck finding what we need for the Pteroray grounder? Excellent! I should finally be able to get this thing working. Here, take this. It's the least I can do for all your help against those leathery abominations. Oh wait, there's one more thing. You don't happen to have a pinwheel, do you? Exactly! Wow, you really are thorough, Inspector. Here's your pay for helping me put the finishing touches on this thing. Thanks again for your help, Inspector. Thanks for your help with the Pteroray grounder. Did I hear something? Maybe.
Wow, not even a threat!
What could that have been?
I got this.
I just want to be your friend.
One attempt at on it. Wow!
You there! By the law, you seem to have your wits about you. I'm saved.
She looks like she's been stuck here for an age.
I mean, what are you doing here? You what? But I'm the captain. The gyroscopic realignment procedure is my job. Look, you don't understand. It's not safe out there. The only people I've seen down here tried to kill me. The automechs are shooting anything that moves. And then there's the canids. Eventually. I know. But look, there are right now problems and there are later problems. Crashing into a storm, succumbing to crushing atmospheric pressure, those are later problems. No need to trouble yourself. I'll handle the realignment. Later. Soon, even. I'm just not ready yet. What would a ship be without its captain? No, I can't risk it. I've got to stay put. I'll go when I'm ready. I'll leave when I'm good and ready. I'm just not ready yet.
Does being on the case give us temporary immunity? Think they'll let us confiscate a few stray bits? Something on your mind?
As you were. Move along. I don't have time for this.
I know no one's alive unless they jumped off the edge. And you need me to say?
I can't believe Miss Helen's gone. Feels like it's going against the laws of nature somehow. I used to watch Helen serials. She'd fall into mortal peril every couple episodes, but she always lived in the end. Breathtaking. Have you looked over the edge of the complex yet? Just watch the clouds turning? It's like an ocean without end. Eridanos and Olympus are the two biggest planets in Halcyon. King and Queen of the Sky. Looking out to the horizon, I get this feeling that we're in the company of royalty. Eridanos is 100 times the mass of Terra 2, 800 times the volume, 10 times the diameter. We're flying through the tiniest layer of habitable atmosphere. Sometimes I can't believe how small my world used to be. My horizons were about as wide as the walls of Edgewater. Yeah. We've come a long way. Yeah?
All right. Look out! Nice warm-up.
Unexpected. Sweeping the area.
Light 'em.
Processing.
Go.
Required. Halt. Beginning security patrol.
I got this. I'm ready for this. position. Here we go! Watch a pro at once!
Greeting protocols suspended. Checking for gyroscopic alignment. Gyroscopic alignment confirmed. Rizos thanks you for your assistance.
Blends in with
Oh no! That means you can still.
Aha! Next.